Excuse me. Right in your ear. Hey, welcome to those of you who are here. If you're not here with us live on TikTok, why not? Where are you? We miss you. Would love to have you here. Check us out over at Black Women in Grants on TikTok Live. Hallelujah. You gotta say it like that. Welcome to all of our TikTok livers in the building. Come on in. Say hello. Stay a while. As my grandmother used to say, sit for a spell. That means she wanted to talk and gossip. Welcome. We're about to gossip about grants. So hopefully you ready. My name is Dr. A.J. Austin. So excited to be here with you. This is for Black women, for-profit, small business owners, those of you who are seeking grants and grant-funded opportunities. This is your chance to come in, get your questions answered, chat about funding for your business that you really ain't gonna find nowhere else. I just gotta put that out there, you know. Over at blackwomeningrants.com, I have a year-long mentorship. And this is where I hold your hand and hug you and pat you on the back and kick you in the pants and say, come on, girl, let's go get this shmoney. And women love it. We have about 300 of you guys that have joined us in our mentorship that are learning the skill of grants. Meaning, you know how to go out and find them, get them to come to you, how to apply for them, what to say on the applications to stand out among the hundreds, maybe thousands that are applying for that same funding and win this shmoney. Like Ashley Rankin, she recently won $10,000. Can anyone here use a grant for $10K? A little extra pocket money, lunch money, fun money for your business? Let me know. Because Ashley is launching her skincare line now, thanks to this grant. She has applied to over $451,000 in grants. And she has the strategy to do it because I taught her everything I know. So you can come learn with me and Ashley and Deanna Joy, who has won $76,000 for her Black woman-owned for-profit small business. And she is a semi-finalist in $1 million grant. Can you imagine somebody giving you $1 million? Okay. Well, over the course of me applying for and winning grants, I have won over $1 million plus in grants and grant-funded opportunities. And that's what makes me lead instructor / professor for Grant Prep Academy, or GPA, which is right here where you are, hanging out with me, learning about grants. So if you have questions about grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business, this is the place. So really quick, as you're coming in, tell me if this is you. Are you a Black woman? Are you a for-profit small business owner? Are you over the age of 18? Are you at least 51% owner of your business, meaning you founded it, your name is on the checks, on the contracts, on the invoices. No big decisions can be made without you because you the boss. Are you based in the United States, and are you seeking grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business? I need to know if you meet any of those qualifications, because that's what a grant is going to want to know. These are the qualifications for the grants that we get access to over at blackwomeningrants.com in my mentorship program. So talk to me. I love engagement. I promise you, if you hang out with me today for a little while, you're going to learn something that I usually charge for. You're welcome. Shea, did I say that right? She says that would be me. Welcome, girl. What's your business? Let me know about it in the chat. I want to talk to you guys. I want to get to know your business. What do you do? that you could see yourself winning a grant for? What is that business? Let's talk about it. I know most people don't have a place that they could just talk about themselves and their business and how it's doing and what it needs and have a listening ear slash a shoulder to cry on slash somebody to hand you a Kleenex and be like, girl, blow your nose, dry that snot, wipe them tears, and let's get back to this money. That actually cares about your success. That would be me. Hey y'all, I'm Dr. AJ Austin. If you're new here, let me know so I can give you a shout out and say, hey girl. Shia has a e-commerce store, just started in April. Congratulations. We have two ladies who got a grant for going through the FedEx e-commerce program recently. They graduated, got their 5K, and now have won. One of the ladies has now won a total of $19,000. She just won $10,000 a couple days ago. I got to check in on our other girl. But I think it's phenomenal that there are programs that are funded by grants. There are grant checks to be written for the exact type of business that you have or that you want to start. Ain't that cool? So that's what I'm here to talk about, because finding legitimate small business grants and grant funded opportunities is not easy. You can easily go to like Google and look up grants and grant funded opportunities for your business. But then you got to see if they're legit, if they're scams. Can you trust it? Hello, Dallas from Hotlanta. I'm just coming back in the house this morning. I was like, let me get my butt in the house and sit down because it's hot. I saw a homeless man taking a shower in front of a store that's been closed but had running water. So, you got to get it how you live. So Atlanta is a whole experience in and of itself. And I made it. I made it today, y'all. It's a prayer every time I leave the house, especially with this traffic and this heat. So I'm back in the house cooling down, hanging out with y'all. Just had lunch from one of my favorite places. Got me a bowl of pho. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's good. Kaya. That's how you say that? I would have never known. Thank you, girl. Hooked on Phonics worked for me. Okay. You have a small business making African jewelry. Got it. Okay. What other businesses do we have in the house? Talk to me. Chat with me. Let me know. Now that matters because this is going to be on every grant application that you ever fill out ever in life. If it's a legit grant opportunity, they're going to say, what do you do in your business? So that's why I'm asking you guys that. If you've never filled out a grant application, this is one of the first questions. They'll ask like your name, your business email address. They'll ask for your business socials. And then they'll say, tell us about your business. So that's what I'm doing with you guys. Getting you into the habit of answering that question. So what do you do? But doing it in a way that gets a grant interested in investing in your business. It's okay if you don't know how to get a grant. That's why you're here. What questions can I answer for you? You can go look for grants online just from Google. I can also send you 3 free lists of grants with over $1.2 million on those lists when you join us in my mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. It's only $97 to come join us for a whole year. One-time payment, year-long access, 12-month subscription of free lists of grants coming to your inbox every month. And you can apply all throughout the month. And that gets you started on finding the grants that your business qualifies for and making sure that you're applying to the right grant opportunities based on where you are. So real quick, those of you who are here with me, I can see everyone here. If you're not on here stalking, you should be talking to me in the chat. Hey. So answer me this. Tell me about your business first. What do you do in the business that you could see yourself winning a grant for? And then tell me, what could you use a grant for in your business? Talk to me real quick. Love engagement. Love quick responses. Let's go. Because it can be daunting if you try to go on the grant journey alone. You can do it. I did it for years. and then discovered secrets to winning once I started winning my first 50,000 and then $63,330 in grants and grant funded opportunities. And so I put all my secrets in a book called Finding Funding, because that's what this journey is all about, getting the funds that Black women usually don't have access to. Like, we can't just walk into a bank and get a loan for the most part for our business. We don't always have access to business credit or angel investors or crowdfunding. We probably done got on our family and friends' nerves about our little business idea, how they label it. So grants, what we consider non-traditional debt-free funding, meaning it's not a loan. You don't have to pay it back. It's not based on your credit. You don't need business credit or even good personal credit. They don't care about bankruptcy or criminal history, etc. It's debt free. It's non-traditional funding for our Black woman-owned for-profit small business. And so we're here to win that money that does exist and it's waiting on you to apply. Asay says she can use grant money for tool and inventory of beads, display materials. Thank you for being specific. That means that you should already have a running budget for exactly how much each of the beads cost, what tools you need exactly and how much they cost, how many of each you need, etc. I did beads for one of my very first businesses back in 2005, so I know exactly what you're talking about, girl, and it can get expensive. Starts adding up really quick, especially when you're paying out of pocket. But also what grants love is a good story. Why did you start making African jewelry? I remember mine was I was in college, working a work study position at an all-girl after-school program. And they did a summer camp up in the mountains here in Georgia. And they were looking for activities for the girls to do. And I remembered being 10 years old at a summer camp that taught us to make jewelry. And so I suggested, let's make some jewelry. And so we literally went to Walmart near the campgrounds, got the beads, and I think I had more fun than the girls, or just as much fun as the girls. So we started making jewelry. And I remember my coworkers who were running the camp with me was like, I would literally buy that piece from you. And I was like, you know what? I will let you buy this piece. And I came home, went back to Walmart on my own and started buying jewelry. And next thing you know, I had a whole collection of beads, child. So I know how it adds up, but I also know why I got started. And I really enjoyed it. People at church started buying. I was selling on a train. I was selling at my job. I was selling anywhere I could. It's addictive. But again, it gets expensive, and so you do have to keep up with your expenses and your budget. So I get it. Grants want to hear that startup story. They want to hear that passion behind why you got involved. What's the meaning behind it? What's the mission for you continuing to make this jewelry? What difference is it making in your community? How is it helping your household and those that you influence? What are they saying about your pieces? Are they buying? How much have you sold? How long have you been doing this? They're going to ask you all of those types of questions. So get ready, get ready. If you've never applied for a grant, they get really nosy, they get really in your business. But when you tell that story that's so good behind the reason that you started doing what you're doing, that is like half the battle. Capturing their attention on your small business grant application versus the hundreds of others who could potentially do something similar to what you do. You want your application to stand out. Kaya says she has a general store. She needs funding for marketing. What kind of marketing, Kaya? Email marketing, digital marketing, whatever that means. Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, direct mail marketing. What kind of marketing? Asay says I started to help with my depression and it saves me from unaliving myself. That is great to know. And how does it make you feel to sell those pieces? Do you have stories behind those pieces? I know for me, when I was in jewelry, I started learning the meanings behind the beads, like the tiger eye and the magnetic beads. I was just so engulfed in what the jewelry could do And so I was into telling that story, the healing journey of the bead or the bracelet or whatever. And so you have to flip it, get out of your state. It's great to hear your story. And now that you're working through your story, how is it impacting the people that has purchased from you? Because that's what grants are going to want to know. Let me tell you what a grant told me. A grant that gave me $1,500 in a scholarship to go through their program last year for 10 months. When I asked them, why did you pick me? Because only 5 to 11% got into their program. And I was one of the percentages. I was in there. And I said, so can you tell me why you selected me? They said, we picked you because we don't hear your story in your business. We hear what you're doing for others. We see the legacy that you're leaving for others. They didn't really care about me. They was like, we know you good, you good. But the people that you're helping, those stories that you have told us of how women are now able to find funding for their business. They're able to start businesses. They're able to get funding. They're able to pay tuition to go through your trainings. You've given away over $50,000 in scholarships to help these women in your Black community. These are strangers that you're teaching techniques to that you don't have to. You could be gatekeeping this secret, but you're sharing it. That's why we gave you the money. They didn't care that I've been homeless, that my lights was off not too long ago, child, that my insurance was canceled and the phone was off and I'm standing in line at a food bank, child. They're like, tell us about the people that you've been blessed to impact with that story, how you help change their life with your business, and we'll give you the money to keep doing that, to keep you out of homelessness, to keep you in the community, making a difference and teaching others how to do the same thing for their business. You see what I'm saying? Follow that logic. And I know this is what they look for, not only because I've been granted funding for my story. 2 grants have greeted me three. One lady had won $3 million for her business and she's spreading the wealth, literally. Another lady has written me 2 grant checks, and then the $1,500 scholarship that I won last year. And they all, before they know my name, they know the work that I do. So that's why I say stay focused on the work that you do for others, because that's what grants fall in love with. Like, oh my gosh, she's making such a difference in not only her life and her family, but helping other families. You said all of the above except direct marketing. So if you need help with all of the areas of marketing, you also need to map out how much that costs. For example, how much is it to get a social media manager? How much is it to hire a chief marketing officer? How much in Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads do you want to run? How much will that cost? You need a running budget for what that is, because that's going to help you tell a grant what you're going to do with their grant funds. Okay. So instead of just saying, I need help with marketing, all of the marketing, you can say, here's how much I want to pay my chief marketing officer, my social media manager. They're going to be full-time, part-time, freelance, independent contractors. I'm on staff too, so throw my salary in there. You see how this works? They need literal dollar amounts for what this is going to cost investment wise. So let's say you find a $10,000 grant. You can say, well, that's more than enough to hire a social media marketing on an as needed basis, and multiply that out for however long that'll get you. You have to tell the grant what their funding is going to do for you exactly to make a difference in your business that's going to help you impact the legacy that you're trying to lead. I hope you guys are following me. I hope this is like making sense. If this is making sense, can you take a minute to share this live with someone in your crew who probably needs to be here too? Another Black woman, for-profit small business owner that really should be a part of this conversation, that probably doesn't know that this type of funding exists. And let's help her get clear on her strategy as well, what it's going to take to get some funding behind her Black woman-owned for-profit small business. Tag somebody in your crew who needs to be here, or share this live, because you never know. A lot of people say, I'm so glad my cousin shared, my mama shared, my sister sent it to me. I've had sons pop on here and, get their moms involved. It's really cool to see the family affair when it comes to your network of like, girl, you need to be here in this conversation. This is free. It's golden. Let's go. Get in here. Kaya says, I started this business because of a promise I made to God once he blessed me with a new kidney. Tell that story. Tell the goodness of God. And keep in mind that everyone on the panel doesn't know him either. So this is part of your ministry, but we also don't want to come in with the thee thou thouest. You know how we get with the King James version. I'm saved to the saints come marching in, honey. I've been saved since six. But and I have one of my companies is strictly Christian based for black women. And so when I tell our story, we're telling our testimony, but we're also being wise about it, remembering that everybody don't know the word, everybody don't know the Lord. But let me tell you my story real quick without like beating you with the Bible, and bring you into my world so you can see how good God is. You feel me? That's how you do it. um, what questions do you guys have about anything we've talked about so far? Because when it comes to grants, finding grants, applying for grants, winning grants, it can be daunting to complete 1 hour of just sitting and feeling like, do I have to do this? Oh, I feel like I'm begging. I hate asking people for stuff, especially money. Why do I feel like I gotta tap dance for money? Won't they just give me some money? I'm speaking from experience because this is what I was thinking. Like, won't they just write me a check? I got a good business. I be helping a lot of people. You know, I'm doing this out of my pocket. Just write me a check. Dang, why I got to go on it? And I was mad. I had a little attitude. I get it. You know, you don't want to feel like you're asking for a handout for someone to grant you the opportunity to win money for your black woman-owned for-profit small business. We got pride. You know, we're prideful people. But what I found is there is a proven approach to finding this funding, doing what I call finessing, which is what I'm helping y'all do. Tell that story behind why you started these businesses, why you want to help people so bad, what the business has done for you, what you're hoping that it'll do for others, and then fill out that funding request, girl. Put that same energy that you got an attitude about, put that same passion behind why you started your business, put that on that grant application. Tell that in your video pitch, your essay, your written essay. Tell it in a way that keeps you focused on winning this grant game. Because at the end of the day, it's going to expand your network. When you start applying for these opportunities, they add you to their network of other fund finders. That's what we call each other. It's also going to give you a new access to funding and additional resources to help learn what else is necessary to move forward for winning this money. In the chat real quick, tell me how much in grant funding can you use for your business at the moment? What is that? It ain't even a maximum amount, but let's just say your minimum amount starting out. Dream big. I want to see some commas. I want to see multiple zeros. How much can you see yourself winning in a grant? How much do you want to see in that little box on one of those big jumbo checks that you see people holding on stage when they win a grant or win some type of funding like a small business pitch competition? What do you want to see written in that box? But it's a real life check. What amount? What's the total that you could really see with your name and your business name on that check signed by a bank for your business winning? Put your amount in the chat really quickly and let me know. I love engagement. I love, you guys talking back and sharing if winning grants is something that you could really see for your future. Let's see who will be first answering that question. Is it something that you've thought about? Is it something that you need help with? Because if you've already told me what you do in your business and you've already told me what you could use a grant for, and then I told you need a running total, you need that budget. What was that budget amount that you end up coming up with? Like, have you thought it through? And it's okay to be honest, saying, I really haven't thought that far. Grants just sound like fun. It sounds like free money. Are they just giving money away? How does this work? That's cool too. Let me know. I'm happy to help you because grants and finding them, applying for them, and winning them, it's a game and you got to know how to play the game. But you start the game out with knowing how much you need to win, what you're going to use the funds for, and how you can show a grant more of what your business will be able to do once they grant you those funds. Does anyone have in mind a total that they want to win? Thomas, I see you hanging out. User 82, I see you back. Talk to me, girl. Lisa, where y'all at? I know it's not a lot of you guys. I know y'all be multitasking, but I love some engagement. If not, child, I just ate lunch. I can go lay in front of the fan and slowly nod off. And then wake up with my second win and come back on here and try this again. Does anyone want to chat about grants or no? Y'all good. Over at blackwomeningrants.com, this is where I mentor and have a year-long program for you. We have a scholarship available for those of you who are serious about grants. Like you got your grant amount in mind that you really want to win. You got an idea of what you're going to do with the funding. And you want to take your experience to the next level with finding and applying for these opportunities, but not just applying to random opportunities, actually knowing what to say, especially if you have limited experience, confidently finding and applying for and winning money from those organizations, associations, and corporations that are eager to help you make a difference in your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. That's where our money comes from. So this is for Black women with for-profit small businesses. It's not for nonprofits. We don't talk about government grants or business credit or things like that here, because it's a whole new ball game when you have the literal banks writing you checks from their banks for winning this funding. I don't see any amounts in the chat, so I'm assuming that those of you who are hanging out with me haven't thought through how much you really want to win in a grant, but I can ask again. How much can you see yourself winning in a grant? Can y'all hear me? Is the signal clear? Is it choppy? Let me know, because y'all ain't really saying nothing. What's going on? So as a recap, you're telling me about your business. You're also telling me about what you will do with a grant. And now you're telling me how much you could see yourself winning. Kaya says she posted 100K. Nothing popped up, Kaya. I see nothing. So if y'all posted, I didn't see it. If I seen it, I would have said something. So Kaya, since I can see your amount, if you're looking to win $100,000 total and you know exactly how you use those funds, the difference that it'll make in your business, and you feel comfortable and confident telling a grant how you'll use those funds, your goal now is to multiply that number times 10. So that means that your new number will be 1,000,000. So that means that you would need to have $1,000,000 in grant applications out there. You can find a grant for $1,000,000 to apply to. Deanna Joy did. She won $76,000 already. She's now a semi-finalist for a $1,000,000 grant. We're waiting with bated breath and hearts pounding, toes and fingers crossed, prayers up, sending love, light, and all that stuff. And she in there as a Black woman, small business owner, to get that far for a $1,000,000 grant. But what I teach in our mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com is called the Fund Finding Formula. And that's what Deanna is using to become a semifinalist for this $1,000,000 grant. That's what she's used to win her $76,000 so far. It's what she used to help one of her clients upgrade all of their office technology to Mac products through a grant. So phenomenal. It's what Ashley Rankin, one of our latest grant winners, she just won $10,000 the other day, like within the last few days. She's using the Fund Finding Formula. She's won a total of $19,000 so far. She's applied to over $451,000 in grants within the last few weeks. She has been on fire. She just applied for a $50,000 grant the other day that drove her crazy, but she made it. And so collectively, the Black women that are in my mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, we have won $181,000 within the last few months together. And it's a beautiful thing. That means we have millions of dollars in grant applications out there with our names on it. our applications are on these boardroom tables. This is how I imagine it. It's like a group of people with a pen in their hand, ready to write a check with stacks of applications, and our names is in that stack. And our goal as Black women in grants with this funding formula, knowing that we have to multiply how much we could see ourselves winning times 10, but we have this secret formula with these secret steps to help us stand out. They pull our application out of that stack of 100 and they put us on the top, or they set us aside to start a new stack of those that are being selected for winners. That's literally how I see this working, because it just worked for me in January, where my application was pulled out of 500, and then they started a new stack. They were trying to select 76, and I made the 76, and then they took that stack and they were looking for 10, and so I made it to round 2, and then they gave me feedback on my application, which is priceless. You literally can't pay a grant to give you feedback on your application. So it's like they were paying me with how to make my next application even stronger. And this was for a $50,000 grant. So I am honored to have made it this far and live to tell it, and to have some secrets to share with you guys in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. That's exactly what I do. I interviewed Deanna Joy when she won her first $55,000. I interviewed Ashley Rankin just a couple days ago when she just won her first 5-figure grant. And I'm like, what did y'all do? They got you ahead of the stack. They got you set aside. And they got you selected as the final draft, the final pick. We have Neek, who pops in from time to time. She won the City Trends grant for $5,000 during Black History Month this year, and she was selected out of a stack of 5,000. Can you imagine? I really need you to dream with me about your name and your application being selected out of hundreds and thousands. And they're like, we want her. We love her story. We love her business idea. We love how she's impacting the world, starting with her own community. We would love to get behind her with funding to help boost the impact that she has. So Ashley's interview, Deanna's interview, the book that I wrote, Sharing Secrets. There's an app that'll read the book to you. There's some trainings that we've done together. You get the replay too. There's a replay playlist of all the lives that I've done. We got 229 episodes for where I've been here with you guys all that many times right here on TikTok Live for the last year plus, talking about grants 3 times a week, every week for over a year. So when you say, how do I get started? Where do I start? Does this work? Can you help me? Can you mentor me? Can you hold my hand? Can you hold me accountable? How can I? www.blackwomeningrants.com is the place to be. You get everything that I just shared and so much more that is coming to my mind slowly. I'll share with you guys as it pops in my head. But there's a scholarship that'll let you come hang out with us for a full year for only $97. Get everything that I just shared. Plus, I'm here with you live 3 times a week answering your questions about what's in the mentorship. If you get stuck, if you have questions, what grants you're applying to, what questions you're stuck on and you need some help thinking through. We share all of those resources. And by we, I mean me and Jesus, girl. Plus the 300 of you guys that have already joined us over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. We meet here live on TikTok, chatting all things grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business to give you the upper hand in having your application stand out so that you can come out of confusion of, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. You know, because we're teaching it to you. So when I say, how much do you need in funding? And then I say, multiply that times 10. When you apply the fund finding formula that I teach in our mentorship, you have a 1 in 10 chance of winning, being selected for the grant and the grant funded opportunities that you apply to. And I know it works because it's worked for me. I've won over $63,000. Ashley just did it recently. She just won her first $10,000 doing exactly what I walk you through in the mentorship. Deanna did it just from reading the book that's in the mentorship. And she won her first $76,000. Now she's a semifinalist in the $1 Million Grant. We have so many other ladies who have won thousands of dollars in prizes, in giveaways, in contests, in competitions, in scholarships, in grant checks mailed to their home or their P.O. box for their business, and in actual deposits made directly into their business bank accounts, because they are getting their applications out there. The applications are strong. They look really good because they have the finding funding formula, and they're repeating the process because that's what it's about. So that's how we're able to have millions of dollars in applications out there, and daily. Like, I feel like I keep hearing from the ladies that have received their congratulations emails. We're so excited to inform you. You have been selected for. Those are the emails that make us smile and scream and email each other like, oh my gosh, I did it. It worked. I can't believe. So we're celebrating together, and it's a lot of fun. So if you want to come join us under one of the scholarships, they are first come, first serve. I got to say that so you can know we've had this conversation. But head over to www.blackwomeningrants.com. Grab one of the $97 spots. There is Klarna, there's Afterpay, and you can come and join us today and get started learning. There's 24 hours of learning in the mentorship. It is an independent study course, and then the live component is you coming to hang out with me throughout the week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. right here on the Black Women in Grants page on TikTok, which you better be following. You better turn your notifications on so you know when we're live. Are there any questions about anything that we've talked about so far? As long as it's about grants, finding grants, standing out on these applications, getting help, getting some mentorship around it, let me know. If you're over at blackwomeningrants.com claiming one of the scholarship spots and you need my help logging into the learning portal, let me know, because I'm not on that page, but I can get there if you need me to, okay? Kaya said her 100K was a guesstimate. She really has to sit and really get the money you need. Yeah, you have to sit with how much you need, write that budget out, use that as your guiding light, multiply that number times 10 when you learn the finding formula, and then know that you stand to win, be selected for 1 in 10 chances of winning a grant. Now, you have 1,000,000% chance of not winning a grant that you never applied to. I can guarantee that. Okay. But when you apply and apply and apply, and your application strategy gets stronger, because we teach grant application strategy, or GAS, helping you put a little gas on that grant application process, GAP, fill that gap for what you need on these applications. Because yeah, you can blindly just go out and apply for random grants, but you want to make sure you're applying for the right grants, for the right amount, that it's a great fit for your business, it's aligned with what the grant is looking to award the money for, and that you can go out and repeat this process. And plus, take the funding that you get and multiply the impact. And we talk about that when you win your first grant. Lisa Hightower, hey girl, she says, I'm new. I have no knowledge of grants. You should put yet. How do you start educating yourself for a business? Depending on the business. So real quick, y'all, tell me this. What stage is your business in? There are only 2 stages of business. One is the startup stage. That means that your business is still an idea. Your idea is still in your head, or it's on a piece of paper, or it's in your journal, or it's on your computer, or it's in a string of notes on your phone, or it's in a series of emails, but it's not really out in the world yet making the money you know it can make. You're what's known as pre-revenue. So if you're a startup, put startup in the chat really quick. You're still working on the prototype. You're still trying to figure out who's going to buy this product, how much they'll pay. Put startup in the chat if that's you. That means that you need to be looking for something called a startup grant, okay? A startup grant is designed to help you get started based on where you are in the startup journey, okay? You need to only be applying for startup grants. You can't hang with the big dogs who have started their businesses if you haven't started your business yet. Got it? I only see one startup, but it's cool. The other phase of business is started. If you've started your business, put started in the chat. What that means is, of course, you're making money. You have clients. You have a business bank account, because that's where your funds are going when the clients buy from you. You literally have a list of people who have paid you money. They have told you how great your product or service is. They're willing to give you a testimonial via written or video. They can vouch for, your product or service. Put started in the business if you've started. If you've started your business, you need what's known as a growth grant. You know, like new growth, when we get the braids, the protective style, and our hair starts growing out and it feel that little crunchy part that we play with until we go get it done again. Growth, like new growth, okay? You need a growth grant. Some grants will literally have that in their name. They'll say if it's a startup grant or a growth grant. If you have a growth grant, they're going to ask, like, how much money have you made in your business? How many years have you been in business? How many employees do you have? Are they part-time, full-time, freelance? You get it, right? They may ask for copies of your taxes, copies of your profit and loss statements. You better have a business bank account. You better have them articles of incorporation. You better have your employer identification number and more. I put together 2 different checklists based on if you're a startup in business or based on if you've started your business. It's over at blackwomeningrants.com. It's a part of our mentorship. And you should be able to go through both of these checklists and check off what you've done and then follow through on what you need to do as you're applying for these grants. Because yes, there is a possibility they will ask you for things like parts of your business plan. What's your marketing strategy? What's your business model? And you need to have this stuff thought out. You need to have already walked through what it takes to get your business set up at the basic level, especially the free stuff like your website, business bank account, business email address, business phone number, business socials, employer identification number. You need to have all of that checked off, or you're in the process of checking it off as you're going out and applying for grant and grant funded opportunities. Y'all got it. Put got it. If you want a copy of the checklist, head over to blackwomeningrants.com and claim one of the scholarship spots that let you come train with us for a full year for only $97. We do have a scholarship that is open right now over at www.blackwomeningrants.com, and we would love to have you. And if you're there now claiming one of the spots and you need my help getting logged in, let me know. And I'm happy to help. Let me go through some of the comments. I see Lisa has a startup. Dawn has a startup. Lisa says, got it. So this is clicking, right? It's making sense. Kaya is a startup. She says, I have an EIN, but I'm a sole proprietor right now. I'm using PayPal Business right now. Cool. So you got a few more things you need to be checking off your list. Even if you're a startup, get the free stuff out of the way. And all of the free stuff, plus the investments of the articles of incorporation, etc. All of that's a part of the grants checklist over at blackwomeningrants.com in the mentorship. What questions can I answer for those of you who are hanging out with me and you have questions? Let me know. Because the mentorship that I've been offering for almost a year now, we're almost a year old. We have over 300 of you guys in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. And if you're someone who has been applying for grants and you got some experience, maybe you've won a grant or two, but it's not coming in as fast as you need it to. You know, you need more money, you need more funding, or you just need the motivation to keep applying. Maybe you're looking for a refresher. This is a great program for you to help you recognize the areas that you could use more strength and grow as you're applying for these small business grant opportunities to help you increase and continue that winning streak. Okay. So again, people who do really well in our program, these are Black women. They have for-profit businesses. They're seeking grants and grant funded opportunities for their business. They're over the age of 18. Grants do ask that you're of legal age. Some of them will ask that you be over 21, which I'm assuming most of us are. Make sure you own at least 51% of your business as you're applying for these grant opportunities. They are going to ask, because if you're 51% owner in your business, that means you have majority rule, majority vote, majority ownership, and you make the final decisions. You have the final say so. You cut the checks. You send the invoices, etc. So you're making the decisions. You don't necessarily need anyone else's permission to work with the grant and them to pay you and you to go do some things that they may ask, like fly across the world and represent them as one of the grant winners, etc. Right? And then these are usually businesses that are based in the United States. We have some lists of grants for people who are in other countries like Africa, the United Kingdom, of course, the United States. And then we have some state-based grants on our list of grants that we send you once a month. You get a 12-month subscription as being a part of the mentorship. And so our grants are divided by countries, by states, and by themes. And what I mean by themes are they may be looking for a business that is looking to incorporate an educational component, like you want to start teaching people what you do in your business, or you want to start offering trainings to the community. They may be looking for tech-based businesses, meaning you have some type of technical component to your business, like how you get paid through your website or platforms that you're using, etc. Yes, I do help with grants over at blackwomeningrants.com through my mentorship. So you need to learn about the foundational principles of grants, what they are, what they can cover. There's a list of 60 things that grants have covered for me in my business. I teach you what those are, plus what they're not, because there are some businesses that are instantly disqualified for grants. You want to know what those are. And then I also teach you what to look for in a grant, making sure that you're applying for the right grants, that you're following their eligibility requirements to apply for these opportunities based on where you are in your business and based on what they're seeking to grant the funding for. And then I teach you what to look out for in opportunities that are not legit. So how to avoid scams, because a lot of people are getting scammed in these grant streets because they're trying to pay people to do this work. And no one can love your business like you, talk about your business like you, tell your business story like you, because only you were there, right? When God gave you that idea, when he told you what to do, when you crying and wondering where these funding's gonna come from, only you can tell that story. And that's the story grants want to hear, because you have that genuine, raw authenticity, passion, compassion, understanding of your business and for the future and the legacy of your business. So it's important for you as the Black founder, the Black woman, for-profit founder of your business, to learn how this funding process works. You wouldn't just have a baby and give it away and want to pay somebody to keep it, right? That's your business. Your business is your baby. You birthed this thing. You learn how to raise it, grow it, raise the funds for it, tell that story. And then as you get good with it, then maybe bring someone on the team to help you look for these opportunities, but you apply on behalf of your business. And that's what we teach, self-empowerment, because that's what it's about. Are there any questions about anything that I've shared so far about grants and grant funded opportunities? Let me know. What I usually see is most people try to win small business grant opportunities by collecting a lot of free information. And so they'll, take notes in their journal, try to piece together, what one person said, what the other said. And there is misinformation out there. I just heard a girl who claims to help people with grants say that you can't go to Google and find grants. That is a flat out lie. You can literally go to Google right now, type in grants for small business, and a whole lot of results pop up with lists of grants that you can go out, read about, make sure it's a good fit for your business, and apply to today. And you don't have to pay anyone anything. So be careful of the free information that you're trying to piece together or collect. Be careful of just buying a list of grants and applying to random grants that you find online, because 9 times out of 10, you probably don't qualify for the grants that you're getting rejected from if you've tried to do this on your own, or you're setting yourself up for failure just trying to apply for different grants that you really haven't read into, that's really not a good fit for your business, and you should never apply to anyway. We call that the spray and pray method, where you just out sending out applications just randomly and wondering why you ain't getting it. All this leads to is you getting scammed by non-legit grant, quote unquote, opportunities from some guy in Nigeria. They about to say, send me some money I promise you're going to win a grant, and you don't. You lose your money. So remember, even if you try to pay someone to go apply for grants on your behalf, etc., no grant is guaranteed. If anyone ever promises you'll win a grant or promises they can win you a certain amount, girl, run. You about to get got, okay? Another thing I see happen is a lot of people get overwhelmed with submitting grant applications, and come to find out they're just really submitting very bad grant applications. And so when they have to like write these essays for their business and tell their business startup story, etc., or get on video, I've seen some horrible videos, and I shouldn't say that because these were people that I was competing against, but I just knew, oh, I'm about to win this, honey, because your video is so, because I know what it's like to have to submit this stuff, you want to be ready. And you definitely don't want to set yourself up to be rejected because you're trying to piece together free information. You're overwhelmed. You don't know if you're on the right path, child. I've seen some stuff. And then there are those people who like, you're going to keep learning about grants. You ain't going to really do nothing. You ain't gonna never really apply for none, but it's nice to hear. It's tickling your ears because you gonna keep saying, well, it's so much information. It sounds so overwhelming. I don't know where to start. I don't know exactly what to say. I don't know how to win. I don't know. That's just an excuse, child. Get over it. Because when a black woman wants something, child, we're gonna go figure it out. We gonna go learn. We study. So finding these grants and applying for them, that's a skill in and of itself, especially if you want your application to stand out and win the money that's on the table, which is why you're here being nosy and why you're joining us over at blackwomenandgrants.com in the mentorship right now. Are there any questions about anything that I've shared so far? One thing that I love is that when you discover how to create a small business grant application strategy, or put a little gas on it, as we say, GAS, that means you're clear on your defining your grant goals, which is that amount I asked, how much can you see yourself winning? And then when you find out what it really takes to multiply that amount times 10, and then go out and apply for that amount in grants, you start to uncover the actual simple steps to finding and applying only for grants and grant funded opportunities that you and your business qualify for based on where you are in your business in the phase of business. Remember, startup or started. So that's half the battle, like finding grants that are a good fit for you to even be applying to in the first place, But there is a fun finding formula, and what we teach over at blackwomenandgrants.com, it works because we're saving you time. You're not wasting your time applying for grants that you don't qualify for, and you'll never win. And then once you get familiar with making your application stronger with using the tools that we share, you also are able to easily find funding for your business. I know Ashley says she takes 15 minutes a day, every day. That's like an hour and a half a week if I'm doing my math right. And she's doing something to move herself forward in applying for grants, finding grants, and now having won over $19,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities. If you could invest an hour and a half a week looking for these grants and applying, and then winning $19,000, she's won that in the last few months. Would that be worth it to you? And she's been, fully like invested in the program for like 90 days, where she just really took her time, learned what I teach, implemented what I teach, and $19,000 later, her $97 investment has, how many percentages is that? 19,000% folded? Is that how you do that? Would that be worth it to you though? Like, tell me y'all in the comments. Okay, I'm going to invest an hour and a half a week, strengthen my grant application strategy, make a $97 investment that's going to last me a year to get mentored around this, and I have the potential to win unlimited amount of funds for my business. Is that worth a $97 investment to you? Let me know. I'm genuinely asking. Because some people just want, a free handout. To some people, it's worth well over that and they have paid it. But I want to know from you who are here on the live, an hour and a half, $97, 90 days. Is that worth it? Talk to me, Kathy. Where you at? Lisa, Fairy Bell, where y'all at now? Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all don't want to hear me. You just want to dance. Where y'all at? Y'all quiet. Hello? Oh, okay. Thank you, Kaya. She says, well worth it. What questions can I answer for those of you who are listening and taking notes and engaging, and you're not here just ear hustling and I'm not background noise, or you're not here trying to steal information and pass it off as your own? Talk to me. I see you. I can see everybody here, but everybody ain't saying nothing. So I'm going to assume only those who are chatting with me are looking to really start taking grants seriously. I don't know, though. You got to tell me. I ain't no mind reader. Kaya says, can you repeat the name of the grant for e-commerce? It is, I wish Ashley was here because she got the full name. All I know is it came from FedEx, child, and it's the e-commerce. So you might can Google that and see if it's still a thing. I just know we had two ladies that went through it at the same time. They both finished and they got a $5,000 grant. And I don't know if it's back open. I don't know nothing about it. One lady who got in, she joined because I shared it in a group that I facilitate conversations in around grants and sharing resources. I share stuff and I forget. So I don't know they want it until they come tell me. And I'm like, for real, girl? Tell me about it, because I don't know. I just found it and I share it. Yes, Google is your friend. Call her. And then I usually we looked through our list of grants earlier today or yesterday. I can't remember, chat. My days running together. But sometimes when they renew, they'll pop back up on our list of grants that our mentees get throughout the month. And so, yeah. And I definitely can't remember everything on that, honey, because it's over $1.2 million in funding there. But what I love is this process of applying for these types of opportunities. Once you figure out what you really need in your business and you could use some funding around, like you said, sitting and thinking through the process, thinking through your budget and what you could really what's your final amount, and it's not a final amount. It's actually a beginning total. Okay, I need to go apply for at least this. That's your starting place. And so you start to easily find grants that align with what you're looking to do in your business. And then when you start applying for these opportunities, you also start realizing what a grant wants from you as far as what they want to know and what you can really just leave off the application, because sometimes we tell too much that could potentially not disqualify us, but help us to lose points on our applications. And grants literally grade your application using what's known as a rubric, a scoring rubric. If you've taken any college courses, you know what this is, because they show it in your syllabus, 30% of your grade is worth this and 33 is worth this. That's how grants, good, legitimate grant opportunities, that's how they grade your papers. And they tell you that in their terms and conditions if we were to sit and read, right? So I go through those terms and conditions, those official rules of the grants, and I pluck out, the information that's vital that we need to know. And that's what we usually, use for these lives and the trainings that we offer over at blackwomeningrants.com. And so, one that we did recently, there's a grant for $50K out there for Black women for-profit small business owners. No, I won't drop the name. Yes, it's on our list of grants, and you can get both of them over at blackwomeningrants.com. Anyway, I was being nosy and seeing how their application worked before I shared it with our mentees. And in it, they told us that when you tell the story of your business, how you got started, why you started, remember, we've talked about this, why you started your business, the story behind why you started, what keeps you going in your business, who you help, why you help them, why you're so passionate about it. They're like, here's the things we really want to hear you say. These are the keywords that we really want to pop up in your storytelling. And they give you a list of keywords about the passion behind it and what they're really looking for if you do a video pitch to them about why you need the funding for your business. They're like, make sure you mention these words in your story. And so we did a 3-part compelling storytelling class based off of that $50,000 grant opportunity that's currently open, that has literally given us the keywords for how to stand out to them in our grant applications. And so that 3-part compelling story class is a part of the mentorship over at blackwomenandgrants.com. You get so much for $97. I can't believe I'm doing this. Because usually I offer the trainings individually. But now they're all in our mentorship. And you can get your hands on it over at blackwomenandgrants.com. And I do this because when you apply for this funding, you're going to be one of hundreds, maybe even thousands, because the funding, it's not getting like smaller. The pool is not smaller. There is money to be won. However, they are looking for applications that really stand out, where your skills in storytelling are sharpened, where how you sell them on the vision of your business is like top tier, where you're bringing them into what you do in your business, who you do it for, and why they should care so much that they'll write you a check. And so your job is to stand out, not to let the numbers scare you, but to be like, child, I got this. And you do. And so what I love is that I'm starting to see more and more and more of our mentees in the Black Women in Grants mentorship. Their names are on these winning pages. I got it now where when grants announce their winners, I put the names in our database to see if they're one of our 300 mentees. And the last 5 have been. One of them I knew about before it came out, and I'm so excited for her because this is her first time winning 5 figures in funding for her business. So it's a big deal to see Black women winning this money that's just sitting there waiting on us to apply. And all you need is the strategy that's going to get you to the top of that pile of applications, especially when you're telling your story. You want it to be so captivating. And if the grant is telling you exactly how to sell yourself to them through your storytelling, child, that's a $50,000 strategy. And if you know how to tell stories at a $50,000 level, imagine applying for a $5,000 grant. They're going to be like, who is this girl? She's been studying this game, because grants are a game. So that's how I think about it. And when you finally understand how the grant game works and how to sell yourself to a committee on exactly why they need to give you and your business this money instead of the thousands of other applicants who are asking for the same grant funds, that's when you know you made it. So we have 2 levels to the grant game. The level that you're entering over at blackwomenandgrants.com, we call you guys future grant winners, because you are, if you stay consistent and consistently implement what I teach you using our fund finding formula. And then once you win, when you win, not if, but you will, if you stay consistent, you get to level 2, because it is a game. You know, games have different levels. And level 2 is you're an actual fund finder. You found some funding, and then we talk about the strategies that you could use to multiply the impact of that funding and to win even more money based on the fact that you're a winner now. So I've seen that a lot of Black women in business who attend, like our trainings here, we call this Grant Prep Academy, or GPA. If you're new here, say hey. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, lead professor for Grant Prep Academy. When y'all come on the lives and hang out with us and get some free mentorship, and then you go to blackwomenandgrants.com and become one of our mentees, I know eventually you start the journey with, okay, I really want to know which of these grant opportunities are legit. Like I hear a lot of people say there's grants, there's funding, they've won, blah, 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 they can help me. But which ones are like not a scam? Let's start there. Or a lot of you wonder if you've been filling out your small business grant applications the right way. Or you're thinking, maybe I need to pay somebody else to do this, to find these grants, to apply for them and win them for me. But again, we've talked about grants not being guaranteed, even if you pay somebody. So how crazy would that be to be investing money in somebody guaranteeing you something they can't guarantee? That's like, no. But if you want to start applying for and winning grants for your business, you need to learn how to apply our 5-figure fund finding formula. That's for if you need at least $10,000 and up. And that's what we teach inside of the Grant Game mentorship program over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. And that's where I show you how to move out of, I don't know where to start. I don't know if this is legit. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I should do it. I don't know if I can afford $97. Girl, we got Klarna and we got Afterpay, okay? We meet you where you at. But I show you how to move out of that confusion, how to move into applying for small business grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. Move into knowing exactly, again, which small business grants are for you. Ashley Rankin, who won $10,000 the other day, when I say the grant that she won, it's like they looked at exactly what she wanted to do for her business and they were like, we're creating this grant for her just to write her this check. I mean, the fit is so beautiful. I'm like, oh my gosh, where did this come from? How did you find this? How did you know to apply? And so I interviewed her about that, how she came across the grant, why she applied, because she could have been like, no, this is too intimidating, because it's very intimidating when you learn the big name, the big beauty brands, the big organizations behind this funding and what that means for her future business. It's a lot and it can be overwhelming. But she was like, no, I got this because I'm in the mentorship and you taught me what to do and I did it and it worked. And these are literally her words as to how she won $10,000 recently. Anyone here could use $10K in their business from a grant? Like, would you be willing to do the work? This is the same Ashley that says she does 15 minutes a day, every day, which comes out to about an hour and a half a week. She invested $97 to train with me for a year. She's been in the program and focused for about 90 days and just won a $10,000 grant. Like, would you be willing to do that type of work? If so, meet me over at blackwomeningrants.com. Claim one of the scholarship spots that's currently open for only $97 and come do what Ashley did. Now, let me tell you, I interviewed Ashley. Then I did a case study report on her. And I'm sharing that case study in the mentorship. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and add it to the mentorship. I had it pulled up. But what I did is backtrack from the time Ashley joined the mentorship. That's how I know it took her 90 days of focused work. And I asked her, how much time are you spending on applying, finding, and winning these grants? She's like 15 minutes a day. So we did a video interview. And then I did a full 4-page report from how she went from a shy woman who was like, I really don't like video essays. So I'm going to skip all the grants that say submit a video. But then we did a video essay training and she learned tricks and tools where she got comfortable on camera. And now she has the best videos. Like, she sends me her videos that she submitted with her application. And I can't believe it's the same lady who was like, nope, not applying for grants that require videos. I'm nervous about applying to any grant, much less they want me to get on camera and all that. And she had only won $5,000 when I met her. That's the one that went through the FedEx program that I still can't recall the other name part of it. But when she joined us in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, she read the Finding Funding ebook that set the foundation for where she was headed. She's now applied to over $451,000 in grants and won $19,000 so far. She's going to win so much more. She has almost $500,000 in applications out there. Don't y'all think she's going to win some more money? So she just won $10K a couple days ago. She's watched every boot camp, every workshop, every masterclass that's in the mentorship. And she is really applying that step-by-step formula and implementing what I teach. And so she goes out, she's applying for more and more grants. She's not afraid of the ones that you have to do videos for. She's keeping up with her total of how much she's applying to, and it's getting up there. And so if you got a chance of learning how to apply for grants in a way that you're going to win 10% of the grants that you apply to, she got so much more money coming to her. She's like halfway to her grant goal, and I love that for her. So not only has she won $19,000 in funding, but that included scholarships to get some additional small business training and development programs that have been sponsored by like Bank of America and Office Depot, Office Max. She won a scholarship for another year-long business training program. And I create partnerships through these programs. And then I share with you guys when they open up their scholarships and their applications to come join for free. And because of our partnership with them, you get served first because they let us know first because I'm an alumni, or either I'm one of their trainers or speakers or top students slash scholars, literally on their website, in their email newsletters, in their press releases, on their social medias. And so, of course, I got my ear to the streets. And they're like, tell your ladies to come apply for these opportunities. And so I get to share their links inside the mentorship portal over at blackwomeningrants.com with you. So we're celebrating with Ashley, who followed everything that I teach to the T, just won her first 10K. She's now at 19K and $451,000 in applications out there. And she will tell you herself, she usually joins us on these lives on our regular trainings. We're live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. So set your alarms, mark your calendars, turn the notifications on so you can join us. But I also do pop-up lives like this when I just got extra time on my hand, and I did today. So if she was here, she would tell you about her increased confidence in applying for these grants and finally having overcome her shyness of getting on video, and then learning these valuable insights into what it's like to not only apply for this funding, but now win it, and being like a featured face on these grant application sites as a Black woman for-profit small business owner. So I'll include her full case study along with what she says about being in the program. She has literally paid it forward, and she sends me emails like, I want to pay for so-and-so to join the program. I told her about it. I told her my amazing results. I can't keep it to myself. Tell me where to go, what to do to sign her up. And she has paid for people to join the program because that's how much she believes in what we're sharing. And then she also gives back to the program. She created a grant tracking worksheet of all the grants that she's applied to in her $451,000 in applications. She has made notes of the ones that she's won, the ones that she has to follow up with, and the ones that you can go apply to as well by just clicking the link that she put in the tracking sheet. So all of that is included in the mentorship, including her interview. Her case study will be there. Another interview with Deanna Joy, who has now won $76,000. It's so much goodies over there. If you're looking to be motivated to get started applying for grants and to stay consistent, like, I don't know about y'all, but I feed off of other people's energy. That's why I'm like, y'all better talk to me on this chat because I could be somewhat asleep or talking to somebody who would appreciate it. I could be doing a paid training right now, but I'm here with you. And so I feed off of the energy of seeing others learn and thrive and really apply what they're learning. And I'm like, let me go do it. That's literally why I'm here with you guys. I was just listening to one of my mentors here on TikTok. And when I say, child, that girl's energy will have you like, let me get out of bed. Let me put on some makeup. Let me get on camera. Let me do what I need to do. And that's why I'm here, because I fed off of her energy today when, again, I could be someone taking a nap. So I'm here with you. Are there any questions about anything that I've shared with you so far? Any questions about coming and join us in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com? Anything about that we've talked about grants? Any questions that come to mind? Any ahas or takeaways that you want to share? I would love to hear them if that's you. I'm going to spend some time today just really dreaming for where we're going in Black Women in Grants and with the mentorship. Like I said, we are approaching our 1-year anniversary. We've been in beta the last almost year, seeing if you guys are really serious about this. Do you really want help with finding and applying for and winning grants? And not just saying it, but taking the next step in doing what I'm sharing with you guys to do. Go to blackwomeningrants.com, join the mentorship, get a scholarship to do it. It's only $97 for the full year. And then implement what you learn. Go out and win this funding. Come back and tell us about it so we can celebrate with you. And grants are asking me the same thing. Are the ladies really showing up? Are they signing up, doing the work, winning the money that you're helping them to win? And so the only way I know is if you do it and come back and tell me that you're doing it. Or ask me questions about where you feel like you're stuck or where you could use more help. So, if you have questions, now is the time to put it. I am now adding Ashley Rankin's case study for step by step, where she started, what she did, and how you can follow in her footsteps if you really want to start winning grants. So there's that. Let me upload it to make sure that those of you who join me today over at blackwomeningrants.com get your hands on her interview, the full case study, 4 pages written out step by step, what she did, what you could do. Let me see, where is it with our, there we go. So let me add this here. And you guys can talk to me. You can ask questions. You still got time to share the live if you would like. I am here for a few more moments. So I'm multitasking, but I'm also paying attention to you. I am here for you. If you're new here, say hey and welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, creator of this space, Black Women in Grants, right here on TikTok. Creator of blackwomeningrants.com. We have almost 67,000 of y'all here on the TikTok page. If you're not following this page, why not? Make sure you turn your notifications on as well, so you can go live with us when we're live. And then if you're joining us over at blackwomeningrants.com, there is Klarna, there is Afterpay. What is it called? Afterpay, Klarna, ClearPay, Apple Pay, Cash App. What's the other thing? Klarna. I don't know. But there are options for payment arrangements for the $97 if you need help with that as well. I wanted to make sure that that was there. Affirm. That's it. It's over there, girl. I don't know much about them or how they work. I know it was an option and I was like, somebody's going to need this. And people use it all the time. Kind of the buy now, pay later thing. That's up to you if you want to use it. I'm just letting you know that that's an option. Don't let, $97 stop what could be tens of thousands of dollars when you learn the techniques and you apply them. So I know it's going to bless somebody real good today. And that's what I want. Let me see. Oh, I think I already had this in here. Let me see. What is this called? Case study. Okay. As long as we know that this is the right one. I think I uploaded it twice. I only wanted it in here one time. So let me see. Are there any questions? Let me know. Y'all can talk to me. I am listening. File information. I don't know. I don't think it matters much. Okay. Any questions? Let me know. 451. Let me see. 419 is this one. Okay, so we can take this one. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I will give you back the rest of your day. Again, if you're over at blackwomeningrants.com claiming one of the mentorship spots and you need my help logging in, you got a few seconds to let me know that you need me. I want to make sure you get access to the full learning portal plus the list of grants, the list of partnership programs that you can go and apply for to get a scholarship to go through absolutely free. Your book to download, the app that'll read the book to you, Ashley's interview, her case study, Deanna's interview, the trainings that we've done in the boot camps, the workshops, and the master classes, the checklist for startups and businesses that have started for stuff you need to have in place as you're applying for grants, the 200 plus replays in our TikTok lives, that we've done that you can go listen to if you need a little boost. As I mentioned, staying in the presence of people who are thriving and doing the same thing that you're trying to do as well. The replays are great to keep you up for accountability and staying in that momentum. And then joining us here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to get more mentorship around the Grant Game Mentorship Program, where you're at with that, where you're at in the book if you have questions, and then what grant you're actually applying to. If you feel stuck on any of the application questions and you need help, you can simply let me know and I'll help you think through it live during GPA. So final call for questions. I'm adding Ashley's thing. I'm trying to do that while I'm on here with y'all live, so I don't go get busy with other things and forget. So let me link this and then I'll let y'all go. Last call for questions if you have them. If not, I'll see y'all soon. Let me double check my work here. Make sure everything is cute for y'all. You are welcome, Kaya. Thank you for being here and engaging, not being just a lurker or a listener, because that's kind of creepy when people are on here and not saying nothing. I'm like, why you here? But you have been engaged and I appreciate that. Let me save this. You know how you multitask and you forget a step? I'm trying not to forget a step because I know somebody will be like, I didn't see where you said that this was this. So I'm doing my part, y'all. Hold on. Making sure that everything is here as promised before I go. I'm on the final step. And for those of you who have joined the mentorship, I'm going to be emailing you, making sure that you got the link that you need to log into the portal and get your welcome packet that has everything in it to get you started. Okay. So again, www.blackwomeningrants.com is the site to come join us in the mentorship today. Did I do this right? Welcome packet 159. Yes, there we go. It is uploading as we speak. I just want to make sure that those of you who join us today get first dibs on Ashley's case study because I'm just now adding it. So you're ahead of the game and people will be jealous, but it's okay. Some people don't have access to this or they have to pay for access and they don't like that. They're like, why do new people get it? Because I'm just now adding it. So there we go. Okay. So Ashley's case study is uploaded. Everything else is there. I think I'm going to go through the welcome packet and through the program again just for fun. And maybe I'll make it a challenge for those who come join us. Like, let's go through it together. I don't know. Let me go think about it. I'm spending the rest of the day dreaming bigger for my business. And I hope you do the same thing. The grant game has been updated as of right now. Everything is saved in our portal. So come and join me over at blackwomeningrants.com. Until we meet again, my friends, you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. God bless. Bye, future grant winners.